Hey, this is Larry Joe with Guitars and Cards. I think that needs to be a little louder. There we go. This is Larry Joe with Guitars and Cards again. I wanted to do a video today about playing. I like using my pinky a lot, which I think a lot of modern players use their pinkies a lot. In the old days, a lot of the blues guys, they always had the riffs. Like, I don't know, Eric Clapton and so many other people, they have the blues riffs and they hardly ever, if I can get this sucker off, there we go. They have the blues riff that usually uses just the index, middle, and the ring finger. And when I was growing up in the 80s, I saw so many guitarists that were great, including Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen. They were using all of them. Not just those three, they were using just tearing it up with every single finger. In fact, a lot of guys were doing the strumming thing and using all 5 fingers. Anyways, I thought that was really cool how they do that. Don't get me wrong, like Eric Clapton has the slow hand. Obviously, I'm not him in any way. But he can get it, and he's a great guitar. Most of the guys from the blues era were amazing with just the 3 fingers without using the pinky too much. They used it occasionally for chords and stuff, but for leads, they primarily just used those 3 fingers. Growing up, like I said, I'd see Eddie Van Halen just ripping through the fretboard. And I'm like, wow, how can he do that? And then the tapping and everything that he did. And then Randy Rhoads, before his untimely death, was tearing it up with Ozzy, and I was like, "Wow, these guys are great." And then I had an epiphany because I went to this record store that we had back then, and I got a cassette tape, which doesn't do too much for most of the people now that's used to the streaming and downloading the songs and everything. But back then, that was huge, and I spent about $16 for a cassette of a guy named Joe Satriani. And it had the cassette cover had the Silver Surfer on it, and I was like, this is weird. And then the lady that worked at the guitar place, or the music place, was like, hey, this guy is really good, and everybody's starting to go crazy over this guy. And I'm like, okay. And then I bought it, took it home, put it in my cassette player back in the days. Anyways, and it starts out with Surfing with the Alien. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And all the stuff that he was doing, I thought, I have to get my pinky to go. And when I started playing, when I was like 16, 17, I had a crappy guitar, and I mean, I was always trying to do what I could with just those 3 fingers, you know, and I was like, I have to find a solution to this. And they didn't have an internet back then, and they had guitar books and a guitar teacher. But I'm telling you, the guitar teacher that I had in my town, he was an arrogant prick. He showed me one thing and said, I should charge you $50 for that. And he had a cool Kramer guitar back in the day when they were made in the U.S. and they were amazing and all that, and had the Floyd. And I was like, this guy is just such an arrogant prick, man. I can't do this. Starting out, I was like, I'm not going to pay somebody just to treat me like crap. And then I tried to learn at the same time, because it didn't seem like he cared about teaching in any way. And I'm like, I got to figure this out. So I racked my brains, and I couldn't come up with anything. And I thought to myself, what if I remove the index finger? Now, I don't mean cutting it off, but what if I remove it from the equation? What happens? And I don't know if this is on YouTube at all. Maybe it is how I do this, but I learned it, and I did this in 1987. 1987 is when I came up with it. Nobody taught it to me in any way. I promise you. I thought, okay, I gotta isolate my index finger. How do I do that? And we had some rubber bands laying around that the kids had for my sisters. And I thought, you know what? You know what I'll do is I will take a rubber band. I had a big one right here. You can see the thick one, and double it up. And then what I do is I put my index finger in it. If you see, I can't touch anything. Okay? You can see that. The rubber band is pulling my index finger off the fretboard to the side of the headstock. You can see that's what it is. As soon as you do that, your other fingers are like, I don't know what to do. So what I would do is just go through whatever scale that I was doing, but I would try to use all my fingers, and I would just do. And then I would do that. I didn't do the hammer on like I just did, or the pull offs at that time. But I did do the and then I would run through that. And the first time I did it, I got about 20 minutes until I got this terrible cramp that were like a writer's cramp. And I was like, oh my God. And then I stopped. And then for 2 days, it was hurting and I couldn't even play. So that's what I want to say first. If you do this and it starts hurting, stop. Stop for about a day and then try it again. And then if it hurts even more, stop for like 4 days. Stop for 4 days and then try it again. And please don't take the whole adage where if it's painful, you get the gain, you know? No pain, no gain crap. No. There will be terrible pain and you'll damage and pull a ligament in your hand. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your hand as flexible as possible when you're doing it. So, like I said, it's... And then after a while of just doing that, you can sit and play with stuff. Since your ring finger and your index finger is pretty much the most dominant fingers on your hand, you're taking the index finger and you're making your middle finger this one, and your middle finger is really strong for vibratos, but you're making it into the index finger, but yet you're using the pinky. I'm doing alternating strokes just because it's economy of the stroke. A lot of people do. And you can come up with little riffs and stuff doing that. Like... usually you use your index finger for that, for the start of any kind of like power chords that you would do. So what you do is, like I said, you just go up that like that, or you could do whatever scale, E, D, B. I forget some of the scales, to be honest, but you could go through any scale that you know, and then, but only use your pinky, your ring finger, and your middle. And then what you do, when you're finished, you try to incorporate that with your index finger. And you're going to build that muscle memory in your fingers. And you can pull off some of these solos that a lot of those guys always do. I think that's in like, I don't know, 400 solos. The guy's like... Anyways, you just practice that, and then you just incorporate it into your index finger. And keep doing that. Keep doing that until your muscle memory in your finger is like, hey, I know that. And incorporate it into your index finger, and you might be able to do something. I don't know. I've never considered myself an amazing guitarist in any way. People have said stuff like that. I don't agree with it. Like I said in the other video, I can't do the sweet picking, so that makes me into an decent guitar player. But I like what I do, and I like the songs that I write and everything. And I liked how I did that. It helped me a lot with using the pinky, because the pinky is really important, especially if you want to get any extra stuff down here. You can't do that with just your 3 fingers. So I hope that could have helped you. I think it would be cool if you guys left a comment what you think about that, because maybe there's a video on it. I swear to God, on my soul, that in 1987 I came up with that, just to isolate the index finger. And we just happen to have the kids just happen to have the rubber bands lying around, so I just threw it on there, and just that's how it turned out. So leave a comment, and if you like videos like this, I'm not going to do too many instruction videos. I just thought that was really important. Maybe it might help you guys. If subscribe if you want to, that'd be cool if you subscribed, just to add more views, or just to get more views. And I think it adjusts the algorithm, how the algorithm works for putting my stuff out there. So if you want to subscribe, thank you for subscribing. I always say I never beg for your subscription, but I do beg for comments. Please let me know about the comments. In the comments, give me whatever you want to give me. It doesn't matter, as long as you don't put me down too much. The one guy said about the Allen G, or GG Allen, that guy seems a little brutal for me. I like having guitars that are brutal. I don't like being brutal. The pictures of him has like blood all over him. And he said, Kerry King too. Kerry King is a hell of a guitar player. I don't think I've ever touched his rhythm in some of his leads. He's really great. I have my beard, but that's about the only similarities that I have. My personality and his, I think, are completely different in how we approach life. But life experiences make you into the person you are. So, and I'm gonna step down from my soapbox and say, I hope you enjoyed it. have a good day or good night, and take care. I'll play it out. I'll play it out, and then see if this Bluetooth thing will work. Okay. Have a good night. I think I need to adjust that.